All right, sorry, guys. We're on a different link. All right, guys, what's going on? So what I want to talk to you guys about tonight, I want to preface the call first because these calls are so important and so vital. Really quickly, just drop in the chat. Does anybody know who was playing on that audio that I shared just now, that we were listening at the beginning of the call? Does anybody know who that was? Couple people. It's honestly funny because I was so excited when I heard the news and I literally shared it with everyone. And a lot of people didn't know who he was. And I was like, yo, you be sleeping under a rock. I'm just kidding. But guys, that's Les Brown. If you don't know who that is, I highly recommend you go look him up. He's at one of the highest calibers when it comes to the personal development, just arena as a whole, up there with Tony Robbins, individuals like that. And I wanted to share a little clip from him. And I want to share this too. I remember when I was in college and I used to play rugby in college, and I would go to like the practice fields early morning or really late at night. You really weren't supposed to be there. All the lights were turned off. And I remember I would have my headphones in and I would be running sprints, right? And you really couldn't play on the rugby teams if you couldn't tackle or if you weren't fast. So I was like, you got to get good at one of them. So I was practicing my sprints and I was getting really good at my tackling. Well, anyways, I would be up really late or really early doing my sprints. And I remember I was listening to that audio I just played for you. It's possible in my head when I was doing my sprints. And it just brought back a lot of cool memories. And to see him being part of, if you don't know this, seeing him being partnered with iMarkets Live and making that decision, that's absolutely powerful, guys. That's magical. That's absolutely amazing. And one thing that I want to share with you guys, somebody's trying to call me. Something that I want to share with you guys really quick before I kickstart the call off. I heard this today, guys, and it was so amazing. So if you guys have pen and paper in hand, take this down, okay? I don't know if you guys believe in God, the universe, whatever it may be, but I want to share this with you because what we have in front of us is not to be something to take it, like to be overlooked. We have got to recognize the power in where this can actually take us, this vehicle that can take us places. So whether you guys believe in God, the universe, spiritual energy, whatever it may be, the laws that govern this universe, this is my point, okay? God, the universe, gives you an opportunity, AKA, here's your opportunity, this platform, whatever it is for you, right? What you do with that opportunity is your gift to him, is your gift to the universe. What you make of what's in front of you, okay? So don't just think about, like, I see so many people get into this and they try it out. Guys, there are so many reasons why this is so beyond amazing. And you just got to tap into it. You've just got to reach out and start asking questions. You've just got to start plugging in and tuning in, you make of this what it is, right? And so I heard this morning. Anyways, I won't get into that. That'll be a different call. I'll go on a tangent. But I wanted to share that with you guys because if a legend like Les Brown, who's 73 years old, is now deciding to partner with iMarkets Live and do this thing, I mean, come on, make the most of the opportunity that's in front of you. You have the ability to learn a skill set in the largest financial market in the world with class act, leadership, support. I mean, guys, I'll be biased, but we have one of the best leadership support groups in this company, in this group as a whole, hands down. And I don't take that for granted. Like, I truly appreciate and am so grateful for it. And I can only hope that you guys see that as well. So I want to ask you guys, who's excited? Who's excited about being on this call? Who's excited about their life right now? Just thinking about 2019 gets me jacked up, gets me fired up. And guys, I want to tell you this right now. If you guys aren't excited about your life, you got to go find somebody that is excited. You got to go get around somebody that is excited. We've got to be so excited and grateful and fired up about what we have in front of us to do, what we are able to do, guys. I want to give you some examples. The most successful people I know, okay, Jason Brown, Matt Rosa, people that I admire, Christopher Terry, Alex Morton, individuals like Tony Robbins, whoever it may be, what do they all have in common? They're excited. They're excited. I have some notes here, but they're excited. They're grateful. They're hungry. And the biggest thing, guys, they're coachable. When somebody gives them information or instructions to do something, what do? They listen. Alex Morton talked about it last night. If he's listening to somebody who's making more money than him or has more experience in something, he's recording them. This is already being recorded, so I hope you guys are taking notes along the way, all right? But anytime I get in front of somebody that has the ability to share something with me, because that's what this call is about, guys. I want to build your belief. I want to expand your vision and your awareness and strengthen your clarity and not only who you are, but what you want, what you believe that you deserve, why you do what you do, and where you're going. Because when you know where you're going, when you know those things, nobody can faze you. Nobody can touch you. And that transparency part I talked to you guys about, I want to share that with you guys because this year, I've always kind of looked at myself as being an underdog, right? Kind of counted out type of thing. And this past year, these past couple of years, just being partnered with IML for the last couple of years, it's some of you guys on this call, you may be able to relate, but you've got to put in more work. Sometimes you've got to stay up later than people. You've got to wake up a little earlier than people because you've just got to work harder. That's just the facts sometimes, guys, okay? But I want to talk to you guys about that and really setting the intentions for this call is really just to build your belief, strengthen your clarity and your awareness for who you are and where you're going. Guys, people follow people that know what they want and know where they're going. So get excited about that. Get excited about who you are and what you're doing and what you have to bring to the table. Guys, we're all amazing. We all have some kind of attribute and greatness inside of us. It's just about becoming aware of it and auditing that and sharing that source of abundance that you have with other people. So let me get to tonight's call topic. I posted it in our chats and everything. For those of you that are aware of it, reverse engineering your goals. Okay, so I want to dive into this in 4 key different things. And I actually did a similar call to this over the weekend, got really cool feedback from it. So I want to share that with y'all. So first of all, guys, reverse engineering your goals. When I first heard that, it was by Gary Vaynerchuk, Tai Lopez, a while back about reverse engineering your life and the way that you do things. And I recently heard it again, and I kind of reflected and reviewed on my life on the things that I was doing, day-to-day type of stuff. And I was like, how many of you guys on this call, it doesn't matter what goal it is, but how many of you guys on this call have had goals that you set for yourself and you did not achieve them by, a certain date that you had set out for yourself, right? I'm right up there. Yep, I set out goals for myself and I did not achieve them by the time or the deadline, the time frame that I set out for myself. It's okay. It's okay. I want to say that it is okay. But I'm not gonna come up here and try to tell you that I have all the answers. None of this information is mine. I am literally pulling it from mentors and people that I look up to, that I respect, and that I learn from. Okay, I just want to preface that. None of this is mine. It's either information that I pulled from other mentors or it's my personal experience that I've done and I'm continuing doing right now. Okay, so when it comes to this, how I want to kind of run the call tonight, reverse engineering your goals, I want you to think about a few things. And I'm going to kind of go through this in order. So definitely take notes on this. And I heard this last week on a call that Jason Brown did. And he talked about, you guys ever been on a call and it's like, the call was like maybe an hour long or whatever. And, there were so many notes that you took, but there was like 1 or 2 things or a couple things that just stuck to you. It was just like you remember those couple things. Well, this was like the one thing that stuck out to me that entire call. And it was to have a burning desire. Now, I want to say this too. A lot of the things that we say is repeated a lot. It's repetition, okay? And it might sound cliche, but I'm telling you guys, this is the other thing too that I need to share with you. This is so good because somebody asked me this the other day. They said, Abby, what's the difference between knowledge and wisdom? Y'all, this is fire. Okay, I got this from a mentor of mine. So the difference between knowledge, knowing something, and having wisdom, this was their response. Okay, my mentor's response. They said, knowledge is information that you receive. So it could be like a training about trading, right? You hop on Steve Greger's, IML TV session, or I literally just got off of Chance and Sam's session right before this call, right? It could be a training about trading. Knowledge is information that you receive. Wisdom is now awareness that comes from you actually applying that knowledge, and now you have results. Okay, now you have an outcome. You have a byproduct, whether it's good or bad. So that's the cool part of what I learned is, we hear all these things. It's not just enough to know it. We have to go out and apply it. And that's where wisdom comes from his perspective. That's where wisdom comes from, is going out and applying and taking action on the knowledge that we are learning, that we are being trained on, so that we can gain an awareness based on the outcomes and the experience that we have. Good or bad, we can learn from it. Okay, so everything that we go over on these calls, not just me, not just when you hop on IML TV or you hop on another call or a local event or whatever it is, guys, that's awesome. Showing up is amazing, and getting around that energy is awesome because it rubs off on you, it makes you feel good, blah, 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 all these things. But we've got to apply it. Otherwise, we're going to continue to be in the know. It doesn't matter how much you know. Like, you have to apply that, right? So having a burning desire is where I want to kickstart this, right? Having a burning desire. I was going through the motions. I always talk about this when people, they go to their jobs, people maybe not like their jobs and they're just kind of going through the motions. Well, I was going through the motions the second part of this year, the last couple of months. I was just kind of going through the motions, and I didn't really know what I was doing or why I was doing what I was doing or whatever it may be, right? And I was looking at my life and I was like, Abby, you're in the same spot you've been for a while. What are you doing? What are you doing wrong? And I was staying consistent in not doing the things that I should be doing. I wasn't waking up on time. I would write out my plan for the day, and I wouldn't abide by it. All these things. And it was frustrating me. And I got to the point where I heard on last week's call, it was like, you need to have a burning desire. And I was like, that's it. A burning desire. You've got to be hungry. I tell people all the time, I only want to work with people that are hungry, that are grateful, and that are coachable. They're self-driven. They want this, right? So you've got to have a burning desire, and you've got to get true and internal to you with why you're doing with why you're doing what you're doing. The goals that you have set out for yourself. Why do you want to build your account to XYZ? Why do you want to go, chairman or whatever it may be? You have to have an emotional reason attached to your goal. Otherwise, what does that mean to you? And I was just felt like I was going through the motions for so long, been a part of IML for 2 years. And I was like, what are you making of this? What are you doing with the opportunity that's in front of you? And so I got real with myself, and I was writing, I was reflecting, I was reviewing my life. And I really got real about, my burning desire. And the last week, I've been getting up on time. I set my alarm 5 a.m. like, you're up. I give myself that 5-second rule. You are out of bed. You say thank you. You are grateful, and you do your thing. You go over your affirmations, your desires, and I get my butt to the gym like immediately. Because if I do not go to the gym in the morning, like immediately, I just know I'm self-aware. I'm not going to go. Like, I'm just not going to go. So I prioritize it first thing in the morning. So you guys have got to figure out your schedule for you. So burning desire. Now, goals and vision is next. Having a goal, having goals for yourself, having a vision for, where you want to go. It's very, very important that you know that, okay, that you're aware of it. You have it, you have a plan, you have it written down, all these things. But this is what I'm talking about when it comes to reverse engineering your goals and where you're trying to go. Having goals and a vision is amazing, guys. But like I asked you guys earlier, right, when it comes to, the goals that we've set out, you ever realize or notice, oh, wow, time has gone by and I still haven't reached that goal, right? Time has gone by and I still haven't reached that goal. It's not necessarily, I think SJ actually talked about this a few weeks ago on a call. When we don't have the results that we want, we always resort back to what we're doing, right? Instead of, we need to resort back to who we're being. And I think that's extremely powerful. So we need to resort back to the person that we're being, and we need to really diagnose that. We really need to self-evaluate that, okay? And so when it comes down to that, you need to determine the layout. So whatever your goal is, start with where the goal is. So say, you want to go a certain rank by a certain date or a certain time frame, or you have a certain goal for trading, whatever it is, guys, okay? You've got to lay it out for yourself, and you've got to reverse engineer it. Say you have a 6-month goal for yourself or a time frame you set out for yourself. This is the other thing, and this is something that I always got caught up with, was having deadlines. And I think it's important that we have deadlines, but at the same time, not getting so caught up on the time frame, because time is going to do its thing. When it's time, it is time. It's time, and everybody knows it. You know it. Time's going to either promote you or expose you. So just keep doing what you know you got to be doing, right? And I'm going to get into that in just a second. But if you have a 6-month goal, break it down, break it down into quarters. Or if you have a year goal, break it down into quarters, into months, into weeks, into days. Because what matters is mastering the day. You will master the skill, your life, okay, whatever it is, the goal that you're trying to achieve, by mastering your 24 hours that you have in front of you, by mastering your day, by maximizing the moment, by honoring the present that you have right now, okay? Because of that, Jason always talks about consistency, okay? We will not get to our goal because we do not plan and maximize. This is the next part, guys, is making our daily routine automatic. We have got to do that. The most successful people, I listen to this guy on his, I think he has like the #1 podcast right now, Ed Mylett. If you guys don't know who he is, I highly recommend you download his podcast and you listen to him. He puts out like a new podcast a week or something. He's amazing. And if you really want to get into the minds of those that are just, at another caliber, at another level when it comes to their mindset, their perception. He is absolutely amazing. And he talks about this, okay? You've got to make your daily routine subconscious. You've got to make what you do every single day automatic, habitual. He has a daily schedule that is just, to a T. He gets up at a certain time every single day. That was my point with him. He gets up at a certain time every single day. So many of these successful individuals, if you listen to the people that he interviews, they all have a subconscious schedule to what they do. And that's what allows them to reach the goal by maximizing the day that they have in front of them. So I want to tell you guys, whenever you guys feel down, low, sad, lost, depressed, whatever it is, anxious, his name's Ed Mylett. Somebody wants to type it in the chat. Whenever you guys feel like that, sad, lost, depressed, upset, whatever, in the moment, guys, it's just in the moment. We can't let our temporary circumstances and events, okay, dictate the way that we feel, dictate the decisions that we make. And so many times we have this plan laid out for us every single day, but how many times do we find ourselves falling off or not staying consistent or getting distracted? I said this over the weekend. The work is not the hard part. The actual challenge is not getting distracted, but it's about disciplining yourself long enough until it becomes habit. Disciplining yourself long enough until it becomes habit, because once it becomes routine and you can get up at 5 a.m. in the morning and get your butt to the gym and do what you got to do, hop on IML TV, do your New York session, whatever it is, your routine. Once you make that automatic, it's game over. It's just like brushing your teeth. You've got to do it every single day, twice a day. And that's I've heard this, I believe from a few people, but somebody most recently was Steve Greger. Amazing. Shout out to you. He talks about, if you want to be a successful trader or if you want to be successful in general, you've got to make it subconscious. In anything in life, you've got to make it subconscious with what you're doing. And I'll give the example of driving. When you drive your car, sometimes I'll drive to the store and I forget how I got there. Even though I drove there and I was, conscious or whatever, I subconsciously drove there, right? I didn't remember how I got there or how I got home. It just happened, right? That's how it works. So with your schedule, you just do it. You don't even think about getting up. And I've noticed when I wake up in the morning and I think, my thoughts just start talking to me. It's like you're annoying. Get out of my head. Like, let me focus, right? I notice that when my thoughts start to get at me the most, that's when I start to not do what I'm supposed to be doing. So you've got to outline. You've got to outline your goals. You've got to do the math. Do the math. The reason why you haven't done what you wanted to do, one, you probably haven't made your daily routine subconscious, okay? But another huge factor that really, 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 really hindered me and my growth and my ability to go out and achieve what I wanted to achieve was my belief, okay? My belief in myself. I was leaning on the opinions of other people. I was leaning and, everybody, like the decisions of other people, outside circumstances, opinions, whatever, my life, my decisions that I made was predicated on that, external factors, instead of being internal and resorting to me, who I am, what I want, what I believe I deserve, why I do what I do, and where I'm going. I forgot about that. I was so consumed with the other person. And it hurts you so much. And it hurts you so much. And it hurt me so much. I want to shout out to Wa really quick too, Wa Bui. He said this to me the other day. He was like, and I really feel like this was and I'm sharing this with you guys for perspective purposes, because I really do think that when you can see life through a lens from somebody else, you can see an angle from somebody else's perspective. You can get inside of somebody else's shoes. You can really relate to them. You can really start to appreciate what they experience, and maybe that can relate back to you and how it maybe could help you. So, he shared something with me the other day, and he basically said, when you go, because guys, the first part of this year, I felt like I was going 0 to 100. It was amazing. I had a lot of firsts this year. The most travel I've ever been on, the most places I've ever been on, the most planes I've ever been on. A lot of firsts when it came to trading. I leveled up when it came to the business. I like all of these things. Okay, the first part of the year was amazing. I felt like I was going 0 to 100. But the latter part of the year, almost like the second half, it felt like 100 to 0. And he said sometimes you have to experience what it feels like to go from 100 to 0, so you can really appreciate what it feels like going at 100. And I was like, oh, I was like, yo, like I feel that, like in my heart, like in my, like everywhere in my body, I feel that, because that really allowed me to have the perspective of what I experienced this latter part. Like, why did I experience what I went through? Why? And it was so I could, I think part of it is so I could appreciate what it feels like being at the top. So next time I'm at 100, it's like, cool, I appreciate being here. I know what it takes to be at this level, to be associated with other types of people, and to do all these amazing things. So maybe take that in for yourself. But we've got to create repetition in our schedule. We've got to make it subconscious. You've got to do the math on your goals, okay? Do the math. It's not that it's not possible. It's just you don't believe that you can do it. And if you don't believe that you can do something, the likelihood of you taking actions on the necessary actions that you need to take are very, very slim. Okay, we only take action on things that we believe in. So if you don't believe that you can be a successful trader or do this thing, then you're not going to take necessary actions to do so. You're not going to put forth the monthly subscription every single month. You're not going to show up to the IML TV sessions. You're not going to show up to these calls. You're not going to show up to the local events that are happening in your area. And guys, I'm going to tell you, that's the best way that I've been able to build my belief, is get myself around other people that are excited, that are hungry, that have a burning desire, that are so grateful, guys, that just breathe life into you. That's why these calls are so powerful, because every day is a new day. You are a new person when you wake up every single day. And things happen to us. And when things happen to us that we've never experienced before, it's so important that we get ourselves associated and surrounded by other people. Guys, my last 2 years of just being with IML, okay? Yes, I am learning a skill set. I've been able to learn a skill set and continuing to learn a skill set in the largest financial market in the world from some incredible educators that know what they are talking about. The power of a mentor, the job of a mentor is to condense and compress time. It is to cut your learning curve in half. That is amazing. I'm so grateful for that, okay? You guys should be taking advantage of it as well and leading by example, okay? So not only that, building the business is amazing, yes, okay? But I think the most gratifying part, the most fulfilling part about this, the most amazing part about what we have right now that is actually happening on this call is a community. It is a culture of like-minded people. That is one of the most powerful things I have ever been a part of. And it's something that I am so staunchly, that's something I so staunchly believe in, and what I am actively working on to create, for example, out here in Arizona. I want a community and a culture that is so strong, guys, because when, I heard this, relationships, okay? Everyone's looking for resources or things like that. Guys, you can be resourceful by building relationships with other people. Like, I don't look at IML as just like a platform for me to learn how to educate myself. If that's what you want to do, awesome. But I'm like, dang, like, how can I expand my network? How can I connect with people in Australia? Did that. How can I connect with people in London? Did that. How can I connect with people in Albania, Greece, like all these places, right? Italy. I talked to somebody from Italy today, Morocco. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Anyways, different story, guys. That's what I wanted to share with you. Do not take these calls for granted. Make sure that you are on here and in here, because this is where the energy is. Energy is contagious. Energy can be transferred, and energy is influential. If you're not feeling good, guys, if you're sad, lost, down, depressed, whatever it is, get on these calls. Get in my inbox. Get in a leader's inbox. Show up to a local event, because I promise you, if they're a leader and they've got energy like me, they're excited, they will make you feel good. They will empower you. They will enrich your life. They will breathe life into you. And I'm telling you guys, it's amazing. So with that being said, that is the call for tonight. I really just wanted to preface that and be able to share with you guys what has been helping me, and hopefully it helped y'all. So appreciate y'all. I'll get the recording up. I'll send it over to Matt Green. Again, big shout out to Matt Green for allowing me to jump in here and hop on and just pour into you guys for the last 30 minutes or so. He's a real one. Every time he gets on a call, guys, I am taking notes. He's just an absolute servant leader. So I appreciate you, Matt, so much, guys. I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in, for staying on. It's been a steady 29, 30 people on here. Appreciate, love y'all, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace out.